All right. Hello, everyone. All right, guys. So here we are. I am Wicked Raider for Raid Shadow Legends. We're going to do a free account video. So we're going to get into this one. I'm going to slide myself somewhere, all around the corner. So we're going to give me somewhere, or better yet, probably just take that away altogether. Slide that down there. You guys don't have to see me right now, but all right, free to play. So this is my free to play account. We're going to take a look at Raid Shadow Legends. I am one of those players who just got started. So personal account for me is about 3.5 weeks in. And just by listening to some of the top veterans, top champions of this particular game, it's pretty exciting so far. And so I wanted to do one of those moments where you start something and you're in the midst of trying to learn and go through and do your thing. And so I have been searching for a channel that slows down just a little bit and teaches from the very beginning, and I haven't found one. And so I'm like, hey, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it. So we're going to go ahead and do that for you. And you'll see my face pop up, guys, as we go through. But this is where I have come to so far. Went in and picked a legend, and I have recorded all of this, but of course, never touched the record button. So went in and picked Elhain as our champion that we were going to start our endeavor with. Went through the tutorial that took us into the champion location, did the first 2 battles. So we have equipped with our first pieces of equipment, and we're going to be learning and just kind of going through. So this is as if you have just set up your account, went through, picked your number 1 leading champion, and you are coming back in. Now, free to play, 100% free to play. And as you guys comment below, don't forget to subscribe for me. Give me some tips, tell me some things and who you picked first, so kind of why you picked. We went through the whole thing of looking at stats, and I was kind of between Athel and Elhain, and just went with Elhain just because my other account I started with Kale. So I wanted a different experience from that one. Now, when I say from what I've seen so far, my personal account, I'm at level 41. So I'm just ahead of where I am right now. I just kind of want to go back and see what changes can be made and what it looks like. So the biggest thing is logging in. You guys are going to notice a lot of areas that have a red dot. And for us, a red dot is going to be an indicator of where we need to go to kind of get ourselves together. Don't forget to keep an eye on the number of gems you have. We're committing ourselves to not spending gems until we have acquired our very first daily login champion. Silver is something we want to collect more than we spend unless we're building our first champion. You do have your arena tokens, and we'll talk a little bit more about arena, which is actually one of my favorite areas that I'm coming to love so much. And then, of course, the amount of energy we're going for, this number on the left, we want to get as big as possible. But if it's depleted down to 0, it means that we're going to focus on other areas of the game. Now, I had forgotten, actually, there are a lot of areas of the game that we don't have access to yet. Look at that. So I do remember when the Forge finally opened. It's an area that I just started using. You move your screen around. The mine is another area that I have not used just yet, but that is unlocked on my personal accounts. The market has become my favorite place, but we have to get to level 18. Right now we're level 2. So you see how that one is working. You have the Guardian Ring, and this is an area I've been learning to take advantage of. Now that I have a few champions on the personal account, I'm not using them all the time. So I've been kind of using gems for a few slots to open up to keep Guardians always up, grading no matter what. But by far the Tavern and the Great Hall where I've spent a large amount of time. So let's start seeing what some of our red dots are all about. Here's something else. I discovered this little treasure chest here for a long time. And I had a list of things going on in this area, and we'll probably have that a little bit later. Now, the chat is always available. Usually when players just have accomplishments, you'll notice these pop up. But I don't necessarily log in too often, and then we'll talk about clans as well. good to be in a clan, especially when tournaments and all that start popping up. So that'll be helpful. So here we go. We're logged in, 5 minutes. So we have that 7,500 silver. We have another shard, and I've seen a lot of people advise to only open shards during events. And of course, we have potions, which I'm learning along the way. Potions are pretty important. So you want to be very mindful of how you're spending those and what you're doing. We're going to come across the challenges. These you will kind of almost auto complete as you go the first couple of times. There are tons of these at every level. So the champion challenges 1 of 5. You're going to have those that fall into each category as well. So we're going to claim our reward. You're going to have those for artifacts, for dungeons, and then in the arena as well. And these will allow us to access tomes. These books, guys, can be so hard to get at a certain point. I've actually used the wrong book on the wrong kind of champion, just out of wanting to get stuff done and not knowing. And then you learn later you probably should have kept it. Here's another area. You're going to notice you have daily, weekly, and monthly quests, as well as advanced and achievements. So we're going to go through and claim. Now, there are a couple of ways that are really easy, and this list gets a little bit longer as you do advance up, like going to the market on a daily basis. We'll take a look at things like that too. Summon 3 champions will allow you to increase your XP. Your XP will go into you leveling up, which will give you access to dungeons, parts of the arena, towers, and things like that. Silver, of course, is going to be the most important currency that you have, because that silver will allow you to upgrade your champions and to also acquire and forge new equipment. And then we come down to achievements. And if you notice these, guys, you get a lot of XP up front. And one thing that I did in my personal account is I would use a lot of silver just because I had it. And I thought, oh, that number was so big, and it was not nearly as big. So level up. Notice our energy max will go up 3 points. We've earned 5 more gems that we are going to save up, and boom, we're now level 4. So the leveling process occurs pretty quickly. Lock a champion, unlock a champion are 2 ways that we can also get these. So I'm going to go ahead and click these because these are pretty easy. Unlock a champion and then lock a champion. So we can claim both of those as well. All right, so now we have 86 units of energy. Our limit level is 27 as far as a base. You have 6 arena tokens, 247,000 on the silver, and we're already up to 25 gems. Come here, we've got another red circle. So we hit that 60-minute mark, and that's going to add us full of energy as well. Notice this number, you just want to keep it increased as much as possible. I normally will go in and check these each and every time I'm logging in. Now, this is a good area if you're not familiar with exactly where your particular champion falls. And what I've learned to do is start clicking every informational button that I can. Sometimes I just give you background information to support the story that's behind the game. It also helps me kind of get a visual of where our champions fall. It's another way for you to go in and kind of see their stats and who's next to them, because you will start seeing these other champions along the way as well. And a lot of people talk about certain champions a lot more than other ones. They also will show you, you'll notice what your champion is capable of at level 60. So when they've been ascended fully, if you just kind of take a look at the stats of where we're starting, like we're starting right now, HP is 2,900, and she has the potential to go all the way up to 14,000. So, the numbers can definitely be insane. There are a lot of factions in this game. A lot of these we will be taking a look at. Our other sniper, if we scroll down, and she's one of my favorites, but she's one I will actually not build on this account probably the way I did on my first account, only because I'm trying to use champions that I haven't used before. But sniper comes in handy. She's really versatile. And I'll be honest, in some areas, she is a hit. Her double move here, the rain of arrows, where, she'll start out taking a couple of 100 damage. I'm to the point now, she's taking like 52, sometimes 6,000 units of damage at a time, placing that on an enemy. So she can be a true helper. It's kind of hard for me to slink back and let her go, but I'm pretty sure I will have to eventually. These will fill up, and what I'm going to try to do is to come in and check them and keep them unmarked so that I know when I have a new champion and actually when I don't as well. Now we need to join a clan. And you can apply to join a clan. And what I look for is who has a couple of members, bored and broken, which sounds pretty interesting. So how much activity they have is another one. Get active is another one. So we're going to apply to join. We're going to join in and rack up points. Send an application to see if we hear back and if we're accepted. And click join clan. And you can quick join a clan as well. So, I mean, I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. So we'll come back to the clan list after we figure out if we've been accepted or not. They usually do accept you, and that allows you to have access to some really good rewards and clan activities, especially if you get with someone who is very active. All right, so somewhere in here we have something free, but this is one of those areas. Keep an eye out for your mystery shard and ancient shards. These are, again, champions that we can open. It tells you how long you have to wait until those areas become available to you. The rest of these are going to be paid areas for you. You're going to also have these limited special free gifts that you can claim. And I'll show you where that free gift is going to go. That's what here. It took me a long time to realize there's a little red dot here. And these are all my free gifts. So these are charms you will use in the forge. So you'll actually save those up for quite a while. You can leave these in your treasure box. It can hold up to 400 items. It will go in and you can filter these according to what they are if you need to, which is helpful. And then, of course, you have silver that's available to you. And for right now, I'm going to just collect that one. I collect everything. The only thing I will leave in my chest is actual energy, because I've learned if I don't see it, I'm less likely to go in and try to use it right away. All right, so we're clear on this side. So we're going to come on around, have another free reward available. Oh, so take a look. Downloading resources. So we got a weapon, we have a shield, and we have these little magic brews. And these are really helpful when you're trying to upgrade a champion quickly. All right, come on around. We have 3 of these little areas. Daily logins are really important. Our goal is to make it to High Catan. On this first one, I think this one is different from my other account. I'll double check. No, I think it's the same. These are the champions that we can get just by logging in each day, trying to get to that 271, where you get champions for 3 days in a row. And you can come down and view her, which you would receive her at a 4-star level. Kind of taking a look at what she does. So Imperial Grace, where she's attacking one enemy and has that 25% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff. I don't have a champion that actually does this on my personal account, so I'm kind of excited to see. We do have Rally the Horde, which attacks all. Her shamanic lightning level 1 is another one that attacks everyone. And of course, she has that aura where she's going to help everyone in battle by 19%. So that's one thing daily you're going to check into. Oh, Deliana Chase. All right, reach 7 days of play before the 28th and get the incredible Deliana. Now, this is another one, and I guess this is how I received her on my first account. So by the 28th, I need to have logged in 7 times every day. And this little set, guys, this is amazing. And I actually didn't even remember receiving this set. But this is an amazing legendary. She has really been helpful in my early game. just getting through. So we'll definitely be logging in and doing some content. Now, what I need to do, I'm gonna be honest, what I need to do is go through and kind of read some of these. I don't. I'm gonna mark all of these as red right now. I know that we have a new event that's coming up, and this is the one that's currently going on with pulling shards and receiving 2 opportunities instead of just 1. And then last but not least, let's go to the portal, a fragment summon. This is going to show you the fragments that can be earned. And as you're earning and getting close to that 100 piece, oh, you have to click all these so I can go off so you can see you've looked at them. I just kind of go to the bottom of these since we're new. Guys, we don't own a fragment in the 1st degree. And as you can see, there are a lot of these. As you're playing through the game, and I believe as you go through Doom Tower, which I just unlocked, I'll tell you now, the enemies in Doom Tower are level 123. 123 is pretty high for someone who's 24 days into the game, even on a paid account, a lightly supported account. But it'll be interesting to see if I do 100% free play, how much different the playing experience is going to be. So I'm kind of excited about that one. I'm going to go through and just click all these off just so I don't have that little red that's there all the time. It's probably a quicker way to do this, but yeah, I already know. All right, so we've clicked everybody, and they have some interesting ones. You can get information on all of these, and some of them once you've collected the fragments. But as I start to collect these, we'll talk about these more and more as well. So I think we're good to go, except for the referral program with friends. I haven't quite done that one. I'll look for getting the referral link and using the referral link and all that greatness in a little while. So let's see. We're going to go to champions. And this is what I'm going to do because there are some areas that I can't upgrade. And we'll notice these. When you have to remove and replace something, that's the other problem. It charges you. And you need 2 of these to provide her with the skill, which I'm actually going to do. But unfortunately, I don't have enough artifacts to move around every one. So what I'm going to do instead of, oh, I really want to remove you guys and move you over. Now, what they want you to do is add this shield here and then this boot here. The problem is you have to pay attention to this little number. So in order for this skill to apply to my champion, I have to have at least 2 items from this particular set equipped on my champion. This is a 2-part set as well. So I wouldn't even use this 2 set with her right now until I was able to get another piece. For lifesteal, this lifesteal may as well sit here for a little while, because honestly, it is a 4-piece set. I don't have 4 pieces. Now, what I can do is go in with my little level 2-er because she doesn't have anything on her. If you take a look at the stats, we don't have a lot of gold, but let's just equip both of these. And I know these are rares, but she's a rare, I believe. Is she a rare? No, she's uncommon. So God, here's my heart. I really want to move these. Should we move these? Let's move them. Let's move them, y'all. I'm going to move them. So we're going to spend the gold and we're going to, I want to equip. This is going to pop up. If you equip weapon, the champion is equipped with will be moved to your artifact storage to continue. And they're going to charge us 2,000 silver, but I am going to move it. I'm going to do both of these actually. I'm going to equip this one as well. And I'm going to remove him because he's also like a 2-part set and that other part can't go on. So we've made a choice. Stats are going to be changed just a little bit. We have not upgraded, but I'm going to come in here for my set life and I'm going to equip her with both because honestly, it's what we have right now. And it's probably what we're going to keep for a little while. Now, I'm also going to go back and I'm going to upgrade all of these to level 4. And I tend to use my auto upgrade, just let it kind of do its thing. The first 4 bonuses are normally like the easiest ones without fail. I still have an upgrade chance that's really high. Now, we'll talk about glyphs and enchants. I did not realize in the beginning how important these things were. And honestly, I wish I'd have saved them until I had upgraded to like 4 stars or better before applying them to different equipment. So caution, be careful how you use your glyphs and what you attach them to, because sometimes you get in a tight and you have to go back and sell pieces, and it hurts your heart to sell something that you've been working and upgrading quite a bit. I'm going to come in and do the same thing here. We're going to upgrade this one. Now, this is one we'll keep for quite a while, probably on this champion. So I'll come back and go to a higher level on this particular one. And we're going to upgrade you as well to level 4. And then I'll show you guys exactly what you should see overall as we're finishing up. So this is going to go to level 8. They have a 3% HP increase. Resistance is still at the level 1, but it's at 17. You're going to hear people talk about flat rate equipment or flat stat equipment. So there's no percentage hooked to it. So that's going to be important. But right now, we're just looking at improvement. So she's improved a little bit. And so has this been a big improvement here. So this is really helpful for her because the HP is so low. But we'll definitely come back when we have some things to look at that involve speed. All right, so my little 2 champions are doing pretty good, and I think we're ready for a battle. What I am going to go back and do, since we are campaigning, I'm going to go back. Well, I don't have to go back. So far we're doing good. Both of these are at 3 stars. We're going to go into stage 3, that's battle, and see how we do. Make sure you pay attention that your lead champion has an aura if possible. And let's see how they do. All right, it's looking pretty good on this first one. Pretty good on my second one. So we should be able to run this stage pretty quickly. And this is what you guys will notice that I will go through and actually do quite a bit. These two together, I am a elfin magical bow loving type. Like I just love it, love it, love it. Again, we're picking up another set. So this adds a defense. This is from a set that only requires 2 things. And then you have silver. Times are looking a little bit better. And then we're keeping an eye, of course, on our energy level as well. Now we're going to go into our next battle, and we're going to see if we can actually go through and finish everything on this first side. The focus needs to be upgrading Elhain to a level 6. I'm going to tell you now, in order to do that, it takes a lot of champions, a lot of food, a lot of campaigning in order to do that. But I think I'm going to try to approach it in a different way than I did with my personal accounts and kind of only focus on that one because we're up to level 5 and see how that takes me. Now we have another champion involved with us. And I think what I'm going to do is take my first 4. So let's going to go in for this battle. We're going to go back with champions. And we're going to see where we can add to, because these are my 3. He's in a sacred order. So 2 skills, attacks 1 enemy 1 time. So he's on the attack side. So offense is big for him. And then he has that 1 random. So I know that he's going to end up being a sacrifice for the team itself. But for right now, we're going to keep him on board. And what I'm going to do is try not to equip any of my food per se with anything else. Let's go back to champions. I kind of forgot. I wanted to take a look because we have gauntlets. Now I can't go back and put health on her because nope, both of these will not fit. So I don't need either of these. And I don't really want to use this on him because I'm probably going to sacrifice him if possible. So let's go in. Let's see how far we can get with this arrangement. Keeping an eye on that level for energy. Because what you're going to notice is once you get toward the end of your campaign area toward the boss, sometimes you run out of energy right before. I mean, guys, it's got to be on purpose. I mean, it's a game. So you know how this one works. Now, the auto button is kind of a friend. Figuring out the app, the mobile app is another one that allows you to kind of keep up. But what I'm going to do is only kind of work on this account and give you guys an update, upgrade. I'm trying to keep it at an hour a day, just kind of pace myself. All right, so they're going to level up, but it's important that you have that secondary champion to level up, because honestly, in the end of this, probably both of these will be fed to move her up and to ascend her. We've had some additional rewards, so we may be able to go back and do some changes, but let's just keep running through. And I'm going to run through the remainder of this particular campaign boss. Now, he has a nice little hit for the very first portion of this game. I've used him and sacrificed him for other champions quite a bit, because he is one that you will pull quite a bit. What I do want to see and kind of play with on this account is how does it improve skill when you get duplicates, because I don't use duplicates a lot. By the time I normally pull a duplicate, I've already fed it to somebody on my other account. Because that's one of those accounts where I had a lot of champions to start with. Now notice that she did go down, but her HP is a little bit lower. So these champions are getting a little bit tougher because they're also a higher level than our champions. We're still moving up. So we're going to keep going until we actually, here's something to notice, because we made it to the end. Notice that here you have, this is where we added in a champion. So you did get the 3rd star. And then here's going to be the same thing as well. You lost a champion. So instead of receiving 2 stars, we received 1. And then this is where we're going to come in with our first young lady. And I'll be honest, War Priest is a good one. She's actually on my personal account as a beginning player. She's been pretty instrumental. Her hit increases greatly. So let's go in with our 5 units of energy, and let's see if we're able to add her to our team. So it's probably going to be our first team of 4. So honestly, I'm debating. What do you guys think? Should we go in and improve all 4 of these first, or should I go in and just really buck up on my one person and then move it from there? You guys can excuse the sinuses. I promise you to get worse with the day. Now, first account, I went in and I actually improved the entire team. So I kept the team of 4. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I think that's what most people do, but some people may not. So we did good. It's a little story part, which if you haven't listened to the story, definitely listen to the story, y'all. You get a ton. So this is War Priest. She has a phenomenal, I like Admonish. Admonish is one of those that will throw a freeze. And I'll be honest, you have to really, really level her up to see the impact of the freeze. I think right now I have her at 5 stars, level 50. She's ascended 4 stars, and this is where she can throw a hit that's taking about 5,000, 6,000 in damage. So in the arena, she's one of my friends. Divine Light level 1, as you ascend this up, this is another one that becomes really helpful. She can also revive. So, and it doesn't say it here. I noticed this. Heals all allies except the target by 10%. When you get her up to 4 star ascended, we start throwing out some powers in this thing. So, and then Blessed Weapons. This increased attack is huge. So I think her and Elhain would do really, really well. Take a look at all of the equipment that we have acquired from this very first area within the dungeon. We did really good. And then at the very end, you have tournament points, which is what's going on right now. These can be used for other areas within the game, which they'll show us as well. Now, 2 choices here, because you're going to get a lot of things you progressed on. We're going to go in and equip some of our people. I think we'll use this as our team of 4, perhaps, to move through. I think I'll just equip War Priest and kind of leave our other champion unequipped. But do we want to go back now and tackle these stars? Or is it something we want to do later? And if you think about it, right now you're looking at 13 units of energy to try to go back in and acquire those stars. So let's kind of half. I think I'm going to. Let's go back to champions. I'm trying to get better about shortcuts here as well, because she's the big one. She's already a 3-star. She'll be right behind El Hain as well. But I want to make sure every time we come into this area, we're equipping her first. So El Hain can do offense. She can do life as well. Notice that both of these sets will only require 2. I don't want to replace a shield, but I could go in and use the gauntlet and the chest set for her. So I am going to equip both of these for her. And I'll come back and I will upgrade these. Now we have offense as well, because she is going to be my #1 lead on this particular team. I'm going to equip her first. So we're going to equip that helmet, and then we're going to equip our only pair of shoes. Remember, we're not equipping the life steal set because you need 4 of those. So the goal is for us to be able to see the set info and to have these. I went through on my personal account and was probably up to about 15 champions in my vault before I realized that most of them didn't have anything for set info. So I wasn't paying attention to how many items needed to be added. Now, if you take a look, just out of that first area, her HP is now up to 3,100, and then we've added 1,000 as well. The only thing you'll go down and notice that we need some accuracy, and I know from experience in campaign, we'll hit that area, and it's an area that I work really, really hard in, because we'll get to that 4-star pretty quickly. Now, secondly, everything else I'm going to add between her before I go down to my girl Sniper, because Sniper is going to be with us for a little while. But when it comes to Crusader, Crusader will not be equipped at all. We're just going to level him up. As I level him up and acquire the champions, he'll later become food to kind of fuel El Hain. So let's see what we could go in and place on her. We don't have a setup 2 here. For offense, we can definitely do 2. So I'm going to say we either start in this middle area. So I'm going to go for the hand. We're going to equip. Chest, we're going to equip. So at least gives her offense. And we're going to wait everywhere else. And then we're going to come here. We can't really equip here. Oh, I guess, well, we should have went the opposite direction. We could have put that one there. So we'll wait a little bit to put anything else on Sniper, but let's go back and see if we can upgrade just a little bit. So it should be pretty certain. Let's at least take it to, I'm going to say level 4, if we can. And I'm keeping an eye on my gold. I'm sorry, on my silver overall. If I can come back and do a level 8, I will. But right now, I just want to make sure I get stats on everyone. So at least with level 4, we are unlocking 1 substat, and then we'll go in and we'll add to that as well. And after we upgrade, guys, we'll go ahead and cut this video, because if not, it will run and run and run. So we're going to upgrade and kind of see what else we can do, what we're able to get into. And that should allow us to get a good start. The goal is going to be through champion our way through a couple of levels at normal all week so that we can power through. I'm kind of working on the other account through a few tournaments so I can get myself ready for the dungeon, because this Doom Tower, y'all, is interesting. So I'm waiting to see what teams I can build successfully. So, all right, they're all at level 4 for El Hain. Kind of keep an eye on these stats. I know the speed, we can definitely buck that up a little bit, but that'll come a little bit later. We're going to come here and go ahead and upgrade her. So we're going to upgrade War Priest to level 4. I want to be careful about what I am and am not upgrading, because we will take these off and put these back on champions over and over again, which is going to use a lot of silver, but will also save you a bunch of time in the future. And keep in mind, places like the arena won't open until we're level 6, and we're probably there. So in the next video, we'll try to look and see what we have unlocks for everyone. We'll go ahead and run a couple of battles in the next area of campaign as well. These are level 4, and of course, Crusader is not equipped at all. So I think that's going to do it for us on this first video. We'll come back and take a look at the sewers of Arnak and just take a look at what's available to us. Oh, we've got some areas that are now unlocked to us in game mode, so this should get pretty exciting. We'll look at those as well. Don't forget to avoid those ads because they're going to come for you. I will check with you guys later. Have a good one.